anyone happy with everything in their life right now? Good, good, good. I didn't want to see any hands go up because I would have been worrying about myself, because life's a little bit difficult these days. We've got housing crisis, gas prices. I'm from Illinois, so I'm very happy to see that I can get gas for $4.09. I'm close to Chicago. We're looking at close to $4.50 for a tank of gas. So I made sure I had a lot of room in my tank to fill up before I crossed the border again. That's how I'm solving one of my problems, is looking for ways to cut back in that. You probably come along with the same adversities all over the place and think nobody's ever had the problems I have. Well, you're wrong. Everyone's had these problems from the beginning of time. And you know how I learned this? When I started portraying different historical characters for people. I started with Benjamin Franklin, and I've moved on to Teddy Roosevelt and George Washington, and I've gone on to James Madison. Now, I'm not telling you this just so you know the different people that I have wandering around in my head. I'm telling you this because this is how we ended up writing a book, my wife Laura and I, and it is called Mistakes Happen, a Historical Guide to Overcoming Adversity. And because when I would do these portrayals, at the end I open up for question and answer, and people start asking me questions, and they think I'm actually that person still, which is good, which means that I've accomplished what I wanted to do, but always they're asking, how did you do it? Why don't we have someone like you right now? And I found a reoccurring theme with these people, is they didn't let anything stop them from moving forward in their lives. No matter what the adversity was or the obstacle, they found a way around it, and they succeeded. At the time, they didn't think they were going to be the founding fathers of our nation. They just wanted to survive and see how they could put food on the table for their families, or how they could get their husbands back from doing all this and run the house themselves. Because ladies, believe it or not, I don't portray ladies, but I learned a lot about the founding fathers' wives. And if there's somebody who had adversity, it's that group of women as well. So what I like to do is spend a little time telling you about some of the ways they overcame some adversity. And I want to start with my favorite of all characters, because he was my first character to portray. And that was Benjamin Franklin. Founding father, scientist, inventor, philanthropist. I mean, he did it all. So he didn't make any mistakes, right? Absolutely not. He started making mistakes when he was really young, and some of those mistakes actually became things that we know him for by simple sayings. And I'll start with telling you one of the favorite stories of mine to tell about Ben when he was about 6 years old. Ben liked music. He enjoyed music. Later on in life, he turned out to play several different instruments. He actually invented the first instrument by an American citizen, and that was the glass harmonica. So he loved music. He loved to sing, he loved to play the violin, the piano, his own glass harmonica, and this all came from his love of hearing a simple tin whistle when he was a young man. When he was 6 years old, he saved up money and scrounged for whatever he could do around the house and chores to get enough money to get himself a tin whistle. Ben quickly then ran down to the market street, and the first vendor he saw with tin whistles, he said, "Oh, how much is a tin whistle?" And the guy said, "How much do you have?" Ben pulled out all his money and showed it to him and said, "That's exactly how much this tin whistle is." Ben was so happy he'd saved up enough money for a tin whistle. He bought the tin whistle, he ran home trying to play whatever he could on it, got home and told his brothers and sisters. Now Ben had just a few brothers and sisters. He had 16 of them. And he was one of the younger. He was the last of the boys, and there were only 2 kids born after him, so he was the spoiled baby in the family. And his older brothers and sisters were really glad to hear about this tin whistle, and they said, "Geez, Benny, how much did you spend on this whistle?" He said, "Everything I had." And they quickly pointed out to him that he spent about 10 times what the whistle was worth. And they told him, "You better watch your money." Out of that, Ben didn't take away that he was bad and dumb and stupid. No, later on that would come up in Poor Richard's Almanac as a penny saved is a penny earned, and haste makes waste.